Nearly half of LoveFritzyl online channel operations run with the help of services like Albato. Take 6 minutes to listen to this honest review if you are interested in the subject of automation or integrations. And if you have any questions about how you can integrate products with Albato, reach out to us. We will be happy to help you learn more.
Hey, I wanted to do a real fast review with Albato. Um, it's got a few different integrations. The reason I tried it out that none of the other integration platforms that I use had. So Nifty is something that I've had for a while, and I couldn't link it to anything. And I don't use Zapier, and I have Pabbly, and I have Connexit, and I don't, I'm dabbling in this stuff. I'm more of a hobbyist, but I had this, and I wanted to be able to link it to some things. Now, the one thing I will say that's a little negative, there's just not a whole lot of forms. I've put in a few different things that I use, and nothing I happen to use, which, oddly enough, are supported by the things that I'm using, have it. So I guess, Jotform, there's a few on here that maybe, but the great thing about it is if you read reviews on Albato or Albato, I'm not sure how to pronounce it exactly, but it's really nice. I think that means you're supposed to pronounce the T like a T, that little line. But either way, um, you really, if you use Zapier, you know how expensive this stuff can be, and this is something that just kind of seems a lot more reasonable. The updates are pretty quick. It's not something you're waiting. Like with Pabbly, I think it's 10 minutes, so you'd be somewhere around here, and then this you can get down here to 1 minute updates. And then quite a few transactions that you can do. But it seems like they're growing quickly, and if you have anything that you need to integrate with, they're really good about responding to anything that you reach out to them and say you need. There's a lot of reviews of people saying that they had reached out and were walked through and guided on an entire integration for a whole new thing that they needed. So it seems like a really great company. One thing that I had a quick question right when I logged in. I just wanted to ask a quick question, so I figured I better put it into chat because I don't want to pick on anybody, but some of the people that I've used, I have to wait days and days to hear back, because they're in India and they don't work weekends, or there's different factors. And it's not a big deal for me, but I do know that if I was a big company and I was using this stuff for, my thousands of dollars business or millions of dollars business, I would expect some level of service, more similar to what Albatio is providing. So I'm really pleased with it. But I reached out to him, and it was about 4 minutes. I was already speaking with a human, it appeared, and it was really knowledgeable, or he was really knowledgeable, and I was kind of taken aback because normally I would have had to kind of wait 12 hours for an email, kind of best case scenario, maybe 4 or 5 hours for an email. So it was really nice. Now, I will say this is probably something that if you get, you're going to have some growing pains, just like any of the new ones that I've tried. There's going to be things that work and things that might break, and you just kind of got to roll with it. If you can't deal with that, you're best off to get one of the big boys, or get somebody that can manage this stuff for you. Now, some things that I really think are pretty cool. Let me get it pulled up. Once you get logged in to Albato, you can go into their kind of like marketplace or templates area. And it looks like they're going to have it set up where you'll be able to maybe purchase different integrations people have already pre-built and pre-set up. I hope that there's a lot of folks doing this for fun and putting these together and not charging a lot for this, because it'll really help a lot of people to be able to tinker with these. But that being said, it might also help the community if you can make money setting this stuff up. You're going to be more motivated to do it, and you'll be able to set this stuff up and maybe make a little bit of scratch, so it can save dummies like me that don't know how to figure it out from having to, pay somebody and hope they know how to figure it out. So I think there's just a lot that I really like on first impression. I don't do a lot of reviews. I wanted to make sure that I pointed out the stuff that I'm noticing. but I don't want this to go on too long. I'm going to start cutting it off. So check them out. I think they're really nice. I'm just getting into them, and there's a couple different things that I really use a lot that I think I'm going to have to email them and see if they can add or put it onto their list. But all in all, I think it's really nice. And if you happen to see this video in time to check them out, and get like a deal or a sale or something like that, get that locked in and get you something that's really useful for a while. So wanted to reach out, let people know about this stuff, and if you have any questions or anything, feel free to holler at me. But I would say if I had to give it a score, I would say 5 out of 5 right now. As long as you're aware that it's a newer platform that's maybe not going to be as fleshed out as it will be, a couple years from now. But hopefully, hopefully you'll be able to find a lot of use cases for it. And if you're questioning about kind of whether it's worth trying out, it definitely is. I think it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you're looking for maybe a more reasonable solution than Zapier that has good, from what I can tell on first glance, good service. If I need to talk to them, it's right there. I literally needed to ask a question, and within 3 or 4 minutes a human was talking to me. I just really like.
Want to try Albato? Visit mylisting.link/Albato